This ecosystem was carefully designed as a sanctuary. Inside, the animals can live peacefully without predators, but nature is cruel, and what started as a paradise has become a silent race for space and food. Because of the lack of predators, the population is increasing quickly, and sadly, I feel they will overrun their habitat soon. So let's see who's gonna win the race of life. It all started as a backup for snails to protect them from a leech breakout that happened in another ecosystem. I had to quarantine them to be sure there weren't any stowaways, and even so, I prefer to keep the aquarium with few plants and decorations. If any leech makes its way in here, without hiding places, it should be easy to see it and remove it. The first animal to be introduced were these Pisa fontinalis. They will be the smaller ones, so I wanted to give them some advantage. Once they started to lay eggs, I introduced more snails from other species. Among them this great ram's horn snail, the only one I could find. This guy is massive compared with any other animal in this environment, and that's a pro, because for me it's easier to film it. Here you can clearly see how it rose to the surface to take a breath, because yes, just like dolphins, they need to breathe air. The first eggs started to hatch, and dozens of minute snails covered all the aquarium. These snails are also air breathers, and they have the ability to move through the water. It's hypnotic to see them. They make it look like a lava lamp. Sometimes I don't know what they do. Are they fighting? Or maybe mating? I don't want to cut this clip, but we should continue with the video, I guess. At this point, everything was going well, but I couldn't stop watching the ram's horn snail. Although sometimes it interacts with the other snails, the reality is that it's the only one of its species here. I felt sad about it. I wanted to give it some friends, but since I don't live in the distribution area of this snail, it wasn't going to be an easy task. But at least I know where I found it. So I went to that same place hoping to find more of them. And to my surprise, it wasn't difficult at all. The pond is infested. Probably someone got rid of its aquarium here. I took 3 of them and some other native snails that live in the same pond. They were also added to the ecosystem. I know, I have an obsession with snails. By the way, 1 month ago I collected water from the ocean, a river and a hot spring. But I'm not sure if I should do a video comparing what happened in every environment or an individual video of it. I'll read you in the comment section. When I arrived home, I put the ram's horn snails in a quarantine container, and I realized they laid eggs in the jar. You can see the embryos moving inside. I know these guys love to hide, so I placed a slab in the aquarium before releasing them. And once I was sure that there wasn't any leech attached to them, there they go. I hope they like the new home I built for them. At least it's cleaner than the place where they were. I mean, look at them. This one has algae growing on it. The shell of this is of color because of the sun. And someone laid eggs on the other one. They are so careless. I love snails because they do a great job keeping the aquarium clean. They eat almost anything, from decaying plants to drowned bugs. The problem is that they produce a lot of poop, and it caused a bacterial bloom. That's why the water becomes so milky. There are already copepods which should eat all that bacteria, but clearly they are not being enough. So I'm adding this, a crew of ostracods. They not only eat the bacteria, but also they will compete with them for the food available. It seems like bacteria are the winners in this ecosystem race, but the snails didn't waste time either, and not only there are uncountable baby snails everywhere, but they already covered the aquarium corners with their eggs. In the previous tank the leech ate their eggs, so seeing so many of them is good news. But without predators, there are hundreds of snails about to hatch in the next few weeks. Will this ecosystem withstand the pressure? Soon we are gonna know, so don't forget to subscribe to stay updated.